All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harcha Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim bringing out this word in diligence and in truth, right? So as you see here, it says, world's first bionic eye developed to restore vision in blind people. This innovation, called the Generis Bionic Vision System, offers hope to millions of people suffering from blindness. And now we understand Esau don't do anything without his ulterior motive being accomplished first, right? So him telling you that he wants to restore sight to the blind is ultimately him wanting to invade your physical body to control it, at a arm's reach, man, or to just be able to control it in general, right? So let's get into it. It says, with the rapid pace of technological advancements, solutions to nearly every problem are within reach. One of the most significant breakthroughs is in the treatment of blindness, with researchers from Monash University, Australia, developing the world's first bionic eye. This innovation, called the Generis Bionic Vision System, offers hope to millions of people suffering from blindness. It is a cutting-edge technology designed to restore vision for those who have lost it, and it is set to revolutionize the treatment of untreatable blindness. The Generis system is the culmination of nearly a decade of research and development. It works by bypassing damaged optic nerves that typically transmit visual information from the eyes to the brain. Instead, it sends signals directly to the brain's vision center, allowing users to perceive images. And now this is a bad thing, man, because ultimately Yahweh Shem Shai created the process, in order for the eyes to send forth back those signals to the brain, right, instead of them being sent directly. And on top of that, what E is doing is placing technology, right, which is all goes into his transhumanism agenda, man. Ultimately, man, merging man with machine. Back in Genesis, when the Elohim created forth, Yahweh Shai and the first fruits, the elect, created male and female, as the scriptures say, male and female created he them, right? And said creation was good, right? It was whole, it was balanced, it was perfect. He is like, no, it wasn't good enough. I can make this better, right? Because he wants to be as Yahweh, man. He wants to be as the Most High. That's where that whole pride, the pride of thine heart, deceiving him. This is the root. With a procedure being this invasive, allowing him to literally be able to send whatever signals he wants to your brain, you're out of your mind thinking that this is a benefit to society, man. Because when you look at how he moves, there's never a full miracle done. When we look at the Neuralink and all the different other invasive procedures that he gives to these patients, it's never a full healing, man. When Yahweh Shai and the apostles healed, these people were made whole through their faith. They didn't have to go back to a check-in appointment. They didn't have to take any medications. The healing was done in that mist, in that moment. Right? The healing was done. And what happened? That was it. They spread the word of what happened. And faith and ultimately believers was increased. Right? As we know, a lot of Jake have to see to believe. But the scriptures also say, blessed are thee which have not seen and yet still believe. Right? But let's get into this. Because this is a miracle done in the sight of the beast, as is spoken of in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. This is Revelation 13, it's like 14. Right? Revelation 13 and 14, and it reads, and he deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, right? The general public believing that, oh, this is such a great find. Like, oh, my grandma suffers from this, or my child suffers from this. Yeah, and y'all gonna lead y'all child right into receiving that MOTB device, man. The CHI to the P. Because with these devices, all you got to do is, put the information he want on it. How would you know? You're not reading the specs. You didn't design it. So now, your child or granny now gotta eat a missile because you went to the devil because you believed that his way would actually heal them. Not understanding that him being able to send forth these signals unto the brain means that he can manipulate whatever that person can think. If he can manipulate what they're seeing, he can manipulate their thoughts. He can manipulate the images that they actually are perceiving. It's a Black Mirror episode where he put that device within soldiers, man. And basically that device told the soldiers or it basically skewed their visual image to think that regular people, civilians, were what they call roaches, man. That they were T's, man. Terrorists. I'll say it like that. So these soldiers were out there hunting actual people, but they were under the visual impairment, thinking that they were foreign invaders, man. Right? But this just goes to show, this is where we're at in the world, man. Revelation 13:14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So let's get into one of the miracles in which Yahushua did in John the 9th chapter, starting at the top, right? Because this is a miracle of an individual that was blind, and Yahushua healed him, right? This is at the top. It says, and as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from birth, and his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahushua answered, neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai should be made manifest in him. Basically, Yahushua told him, hey, he didn't go off, neither did his mother. He didn't sin nor did his parents. But it was he's in this state for the fact that a miracle is going to be done to him, so that they could see the power of the Lord being done, man. Right? It says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. And as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. This is 6. It says, when he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay, and said unto him, go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. He went his way therefore and washed and came seeing, meaning what his sight was restored there. All right, so him having obedience and listening after Yahushua put forth the paste upon his face, he listened, and the Lord restored his vision. Right? 8, it says, the neighbors therefore, and they which before had seen him, that he was blind, said, is not this he that sat and begged? Some said, this is he. Others said, he is like him. But he said, I am he. Basically saying, no, that was me, man. Right? And understand what this is Jake we're speaking about. You know how our people are extra, man. Jake is loud. Jake is seasoned, Jake is peculiar. So you have to see these accounts within your mind, man. This is part of actually, the word is alive. Right? This is this righteous extrapolation, knowing that these aren't Edomites here that we're reading about, man. This is Jake, right? So you guys see it how Jake would see it, or how it happened. See it how it happened, right? It says, therefore said they unto him, how are thine eyes open? So he's getting questioned by Jake. Jake is like, hey, bro, you was just blind. Like, no, I don't think that's him. That gotta be some other dude. And he's like, no, it's me, man. Right? It says 11, he answered and said, a man that is called Yahushua made clay and anointed mine eyes and said unto me, go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received sight. Then said they unto him, where is he? He said, I know not. They brought to the Pharisees him that aforetime was blind. And it was the Sabbath day when Yahushua made the clay and opened his eyes. Then again the Pharisees also asked him how he had received his sight. He said unto them, he put clay upon mine eyes, and I washed and do see. Right? You see, Jay got caught up on the fact that it was a Sabbath, though. But doesn't the scriptures tell us, is it not lawful to do good on the Sabbath? Right? So Yahushua didn't go off, man, by healing. Right? But here you have Jake, still a same spirit Jake is in today. Right? This is 16. Therefore said some of the Pharisees, this man is not of the Most High, because he keepeth not the Sabbath day. Not the fact that they didn't bring up the fact that he healed a man, but that he didn't keep the Sabbath. Showing you just how just destroyed Jake's spirit is, man. These gotta be the same Jake coming back through reincarnation, man. The subject of the scoffers, or the spirit of the scoffers, is subject to the scoffers too, man. As the spirit of the prophets is subject unto prophets, the other way as well. All right, it says, others said, how can a man that is a sinner do such miracles? And there was a division among them. They say unto the blind man again, what sayest thou of him, that he hath opened thine eyes? He said, he is a prophet. But the Jews did not believe concerning him that he had been blind and received his sight, until they called the parents of him that had received his sight. And they asked him, saying, is this your son, whom ye say was born blind? How then doth he see now? Or how then doth he now see? His parents answered them and said, We know that this is our son, and that he was born blind. But by what means he seeth now, we know not, or who hath opened his eyes. And in the spiritual sense, understanding how heavy this is, because we're in that time now in which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is opening up Jake's eyes, for them to see, right? Eyes that they should see and ears that they should hear, to be converted and healed, man. Right? Them dry bones who are awakening. Ultimately, you have those that have the sinews and the flesh on them versus those that have the breath. The breath is the wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? So this is spiritual as well. But this was a physical healing, man. This was a physical healing. I just, showed forth the comparison to, us spiritually being awakened and being able to see. But by what means he seeth now, we know not. Or who hath opened his eyes, we know not. He is of age, ask him, he shall speak for himself. Right? And understanding how Jake speaks, he's like, we don't know how he got his vision back. But we know he was born blind. You get the end up saying, he came from me, right? We know not basically who opened his eyes. And he grown, ask him. That's how Jake say it. He shall speak for himself. These words spake his parents because they feared the Jews, for the Jews had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was the anointed Yahushai, he should be put out of the synagogue. But that's the point. Let's see. Yeah, that was the point, man. And through those miracles in which the Lord did, the miracles of the issues of blood, I believe when the apostles, the apostles did forth the miracles of that as well, I believe. But you have the woman with the issue of blood, and you have Tabitha, who was actually dead, by the way. She was awakened, man. A spirit put back into her body, man, through a miracle. You have those that were lame, the woman who touched the hem of Yahushai's garment. She said she just believed that if she get close enough to him to touch the hem of his garment, she would be made whole. Hence faith. That's why faith is faith is the most important, man, right? Because the scriptures tell you in the book of Hebrews, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Without faith, it is impossible to please him, man. Right? You gotta believe, because the Lord will do these miracles and you don't need no checkup after, You don't gotta take no medication. Right? He do the whole healing of the eye, so to speak, or going back to this, the generic system, the bionic eye. Hey, now that person got a lazy eye, Now they got an eye that twitch or something. It's never whole. It's never complete. That's the point. It says it works by bypassing damaged optic nerves that typically transmit visual information from the eyes to the brain. Instead, it sends signals directly to the brain's vision center, allowing users to perceive images. After promising results in animal studies, the bionic eye is now preparing for its first human clinical trials in Melbourne. In trials on sheep, the technology was successfully implanted into the brain with minimal negative effects. Now, he don't tell you what them negative effects are. But in his trial, and what he deems is successful could be damaging into the body. Just like he said, it was successful when they did that heart transplant of that pig into the person. They said it was a successful experiment. The person died though, man. The person died. So how successful was it if you don't live? Same with his pharmakia, his witchcraft industry. Oh, well, yeah, your headache gone, but now your blood is thinning. Oh, yeah, you don't got the fever anymore, but now you got high blood pressure. But now you got headaches. But now your liver is messed up from taking the medication. See, it's always a give and take with Esau. It's never a full blessing, man, because he can't bless you. Right? It says the upcoming human trials, as the scriptures say, can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Neither those that are accustomed to do good evil, man. It's always an underlying motive with him. With Yahushua and the apostles, it was always a pure healing. How much more the healing, when Yahushua returns, when the thermonuclear missiles be shot off, and our bodies be changed in a twinkling of an eye, man. Lord willing, we be those men. right? And the stony heart is taken away from the heart of flesh. This is the healing that we're expecting, man. Hence, where our hope lies. Continuing, it says the core of this technology developed by MVG involves a wireless implant that delivers pattern electrical stimulation to the brain. Up to 11 of these thumbnail-sized implants can be placed on the brain surface and programmed wirelessly to stimulate brain cells with tiny electrical pulses. Meaning, if he can program it wirelessly, it can be tapped in wirelessly or hacked by anybody, man, that knows what they're doing. Right? So he puts that on the visual cortex. It says they can see basic shapes and outlines for tasks such as navigation and object recognition. So it's not a full healing, as we always say, man. And you got to get 11 devices or tiles surgically implanted into the brain's primary visual cortex. Each tile contains its own circuitry, wireless receiver, and 43 microelectrodes that stimulate neurons in the visual cortex. But this just goes to show you, man. While the system currently provides a 100-degree field of view, slightly less than the human's eye, 130-degree range, it significantly surpasses earlier flat sensory technologies, which only offer 70-degree motion. But this just goes to show you it's not a full healing, man. And it never will be under this devil. But I just wanted to report on this because it's ultimately going to lead into the technology of the MOTB, the Charagma, which is a physical mark. And those that get it will be destroyed. Thus saith the scriptures, man. So that's the point. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying into the body. And on top of that, you got to wear these glasses, man. You got to wear these glasses or this camera to receive this miracle, man. The Lord never did that. Oh, you gotta have this extra gadget for this miracle to work. No. Esau is straight BS, man. But that's the point. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying into the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Harakha Kodash. I double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom to Yakim bringing out this word, diligence, and in truth. Shalom.